Hi everyone, welcome to Rented Space. It is Lindsay here and thank you for joining me on this lovely Saturday morning. So today I am finally going to call it done on my pumpkins. Now this actually, funnily enough, I planted a few pumpkins this year and it was just so wet that they'd grow to a certain point and then basically they just got mildew and then I had to get rid of them. So I was quite surprised when probably about 6 weeks ago now, 3 plants just decided to start growing from the garden where I had actually thrown some seeds out for the birds to eat, and I got a few pumpkins. So anyway, I'm going to be harvesting the pumpkins that kind of grew of their own accord. So out of the 3 plants, 2 really just never were going to get big enough in the time that we had, because it's been the warmest for the last 6 to 8 weeks that it has been for the entire spring summer. I thought I'd let it go and see how it would go. Now one kind of went for a while and then it wasn't looking good, so I just pulled it out. And the second one, it grew well, but there was no flowers on it, so again I was like, well, that's not going to do anything, so I got rid of it and allowed the space to be for the one plant. Now I've already cut one pumpkin off and I actually got it to be a pretty good size, and I thought that was going to be it. And the day that I cut that, I was actually going to take all of this pumpkin vine out. However, I noticed that I then had 4 more pumpkins. Well, it was 3 actually, and they probably were about that big. And that was probably about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I thought, well, it's still supposed to be quite warm, so I will see and let it go as far as I can. So anyway, this is where we are today. Now the other thing I wanted to show you guys is I actually I went to the local one of the local cheap shops, and I also went to the reject shop, and I just bought myself a few more pairs of cheap gloves. I don't know if you can really see them there, but they're sort of a green with purple flowers on that pair. Now these ones were $2 each. Actually, yeah, $2. And they're kind of like fabric there, but they have got the little vinyl-y part on the bottom. So I got that pair. Actually, they were from the reject shop, but that was the last pair of those they had. So I didn't mind those ones actually. I thought they were quite nice looking. But yeah, it was the last pair of those that they had. But I thought it'd just be good to have some extra pairs for the garden, because often I get them dirty or wet and then I take them off and then I need to wash them. So and then I got these ones too, and these ones are a little bit thicker. These were also the reject shop. These ones I think were $4 or $5, but they're a bit more like a kind of a canvasy top, and then the sort of leatherish, it's not real leather, but you know, kind of, it's a bit thicker and sturdier, so that'll be good for weeding when there's like thistles or prickly things. I've got a lot of lantana around, so it'll be a bit better for that. So again, that's the pattern there. So I got 1 pair of those. Now I sort of got 1 pair of most of them just to sort of see how they go. Now these ones were $2 each, and they had lots of this one, but I mean that pattern's okay, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't really my favourite. But they only had 1 pair of these. Now I really liked these ones. I'm a little bit of a yellow nut. I'm obsessed with yellow, and I really love gerbras and pansies and daisies and daffodils. So I thought that was kind of nice. So I thought I'd show you as well while I'm doing this. And I think I'm going to wear my nice new bright yellowy ones today. It's been very cold. It is June, so you know, it's winter, it's cold, and I'm not the best in the winter. So anyway, so I've got my basket. We're going to harvest the pumpkins that I have, and then I'm going to rip up the rest of the pumpkin vine. Sorry, I'm going to harvest the pumpkins I have, then I'm going to rip up the rest of the pumpkin vine and get rid of it. And then I am actually going to harvest a few other things. I have just a few random snow peas here and there. I think I've only got a couple, but you know, I'll get them now, because if you leave them they'll go too ripe, and the more you pick the more you get from your plant. And I have some strawberries as well that I really can't wait to show you. They are so red and vibrant, and they're quite big, so very excited. So let's get going. So basically what I'm going to do is, with my vine, can you see that? I'd have to just bring them a little bit closer. So with the vine, with the pumpkin, I'm going to cut off the stem, but as high up as I can, to give it as much of a stem as possible. Now the more of a stem you get is the longer it's going to store. Now to be honest, I'm not actually going to store these very long, but I plan on eating, like making soup and puree out of them, and then freezing the puree. I'll get it all done now while I can. Now this one's only very, very little, so I might even, I don't know, I feel like I should probably let it last a bit longer, but you can see the leaves, they're really starting to die off. They're starting to not do very well at all. The frost has absolutely taken it out. So my thought is, if worse comes to worse and it's not really ripe, which I don't think this one will be, I'll still be able to cook it up, and I can, even if I give it, you know, for the animals, it's better than it wasting completely. This one here is obviously nowhere near ready, and you can see it's actually, something's been trying to eat at it, and it's actually really soft, so it's starting to rot anyway. That'd be the frost doing that. Disappointing as it is that that's the case for this one, you know, it's disappointing as it is that it's rotting, and that, considering that this is a plant that I honestly wasn't even expecting, even getting 4 pumpkins out of it is better than nothing. So what I'll do with this one is I will smash it open, and then I'm going to throw it down for the birds to eat, and then maybe, you never know, I might get some seeds out of it next year. Oh, some seeds out of it, and I'm just going to cut it open and show you. So, you know, there's some seeds in there, and you can see it's very soft. It's got a bit of a smell to it too, so clearly it is starting to rot like there. It's very soft and gelatinous. But I'll throw this down for the birds, and hopefully I'll get a few extras out of it next year. I don't think I will. I think it's too ripe, to be honest, but I think it's like too new, but we can try. And then here is the last one, and again you can see something has been at it. But anyway, so again a bit of a longer stem, but it is starting to dry out too, which means that, like, even the stem's starting to do the dry out. So I know I should leave it a bit longer, but unfortunately they're just not going to survive out here any longer. Now nearly all my leaves are like that, frost burnt and done. And they're starting to get the mildew too, so I want to get rid of it. Sorry, that's a bit better, isn't it, when you can see my face? So yeah, so most of the leaves are like that. They're, you know, frost burnt. There is some starting to get mildew, so I want to get rid of it. I want to get them out, and I'm going to put them in the burn pile and burn them, because I do not want that staying in my soil. Alright, so let's get this vine up, shall we? Oops, sorry, you fell over. That was a bit rude. I didn't even notice. just going to pull it all out. There we go. Now as you can see, the grass here is quite long, and that's purely because that was where the main suckers for the pumpkin vine was, so I left the grass because I wasn't going to mow in any closer and harm the plant. So I can get the push mower out now and give this area a bit of a tidy up. This up and move it. Okay, so a slight change of plan. I'm actually out of fuel for the mower. I forgot my husband Jamie took the tin into town when he went to work, so I'll have to wait for him to get back. So this is going to have to wait for a little while, but we can go continue our harvest. Let's go. Look how beautiful these strawberries are. And this one. Something's been eating this one. What a shame. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, just in there. It's been eating that. So what I do when they're like this is I actually put them into pots, and I use like I'll slice it up onto paper towel, and then I can dry it out and use them to pot up more, try and get more strawberry plants. Especially since I really like these ones, so I'll put it in there anyway. Here's my snow peas. Now, like I said, there's only a couple that are ready to look. There's a little baby one there. Not sure if you can. I don't get the best view for you, sorry. The light is pretty bad at the moment. So there's one, and a little baby one there. There's a few more flowers. Lots of flowers actually. Starting to look very pretty. So these are in my Mr. Stacky pots, and I haven't actually grown snow peas in my Mr. Stacky before, so what I'm basically doing is pretty much just planting them and letting them grow down. Just letting them hang down like they would in a hanging basket and seeing how they go. And I just kind of keep turning the pot around as I need to. But see how they're just kind of hanging down, just having fun. So they kind of go down and then they crawl up each other, then they hang back down again. Like I said, I only have a couple of snow peas to pick today. Soon they'll be more ready, but the more I pick them, the more they'll grow. There's lots of babies on there. Grew kind of late in the season was a couple of my capsicum plants. So they're only little. I mean, it is winter, so, but still, I only have 3. I did actually have some more, but I've actually already harvested a few. So that's all there is, because I've already harvested. What did I do? Harvest 3, I think. So this is the last of them. And again, it's only tiny, but tiny doesn't mean it doesn't taste good. So I have 2 plants in total. No, that one's, there's another one. See, again, it's little, but it still has the taste. And that one's beautiful. Again, small, but it's the perfect shape. Okay. I'm very pleased. Considering I thought I was going to get no capsicums at all this year, because it was just too cold, I'm going to celebrate that. A win is a win. So it's only a small harvest, nothing huge. You know, 3 pumpkins, 3 capsicums, 2 snow peas, and, well, 2 strawberries, I guess, because there's 3, but one of them has actually been eaten, and I just found another one. And that's one of the, that's a small alpine strawberry. So they're very small, those ones. They're quite nice though. They're full of flavour. Okay, so a few new pairs of gloves, a small harvest. Not bad for a few minutes out here this morning. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.